Hagi is a place where you can experience unique Japanese spirituality handed down from generation to generation. Hagi is located in the northern part of Yamaguchi Prefecture, the westernmost part of Honshu. It is known as a city that raised the people who triggered the Meiji Restoration, which significantly contributed to the modernization of Japan. Hagi is also famous for its seafood since it faces the Sea of Japan. This time, we will try our hands at kimono and hagiyaki was hana to experience the Japanese spirit. Kimonos have been handed down and nurtured throughout Japan's long history and are indeed a part of Japan's traditional culture that the world can be proud of. Here at the Kimono Style Cafe, you can rent such a kimono and take a stroll around the city. This cafe is a renovated old house that once belonged to a warrior of the Moli clan. There are more than 100 different patterns of colors of kimonos that you can choose from. Kimonos easily blend in with Japanese customs and culture and are well suited to Japan's fall seasons.
すごいな。でもこれを毎日やったってすごいですよね。
うちの父親なんかね、自分でさっさとやってましたよ、袴も。結婚式とかはね、全部出てたので、袴でね。
Wearing the same clothes as people from the past makes you feel as if you have gone back in time.
Yes, so alright, we rented our kimonos here. So how was wearing kimono?
It's really great. It feels really comfortable.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go around the Hagi city. Let's wear a kimono.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
A temple called Tokoji is about a 10-minute drive from the Kimono Style Cafe. The 4 buildings of Tokoji Temple are registered as nationally important cultural properties. The solemn and mysterious temple and the lush green nature blend into one, so you can enjoy the unique atmosphere of this place. Also, the sound of walking in Japanese sandals echoes through the temple grounds. There is one more attractive place in Tokoji Temple. It is the tombs of the Mori family who built this temple. More than 500 stone lanterns are lined up in a row, and glaives behind them has marked the name of the deceased, the donor, and the date of build. Surrounded by these lanterns makes you feel like you are standing in a mystical world view unlike any other. The Meiji Restoration, a stepping stone to Japan's modernization, was greatly influenced by the people who studied here in Hagi. This shrine is dedicated to Yoshida Shoin, who was looked up to as a mentor by the people who changed to Japan. Although he didn't live to see the Meiji Restoration, He is regarded by many as a patriot who sacrificed himself for the good of his country. In the pearl of this shrine, there are analogues from Yoshida Shon's teachings and the classroom where he taught called Shoka Sonjuku Academy. Shoka Sonjuku Academy was registered as a World Heritage Site in 2015. A small wooden house of only 50 square meters produced the human resources that gave birth to modern Japan. It is very heartwarming to think that the warriors of the time studied in this room. Hagi is a type of pottery that has been popular here in Hagi City for a long time. The beginning of Hagi goes back to the 17th century when a kiln was first built. Japanese pottery has long been favored for its reflection of the natural order. Many people were attracted to the transformation of glaze and pottery patterns that could not be seen until it was fired in and removed from the kiln. Hagi strongly expressed these characteristics of Japanese pottery. It is not often painted with brush strokes and generally has a simple design. However, it is precisely because it is simple that they show a variety of artistic expressions. The appeal of Hagi, which can be interpreted depending on the viewer, has permeated people's lives as tea ceremony utensils and daily necessities. The spirit of historic Hagi has been handed down to modern potters who continue to innovate. Today, we'll visit Genshu Pottery in the southern part of downtown Hagi, where the clear Aibagawa waterway flows through. The person who makes Hagi here is Hokazono-san. She is one of the potters who have inherited and continue to work with modern Hagi. She welcomed us in an old house where we could feel the traditional Japanese atmosphere.
作りたいものをね、決めてください。
Alright, so let's make what to make.
The clay is locally produced.
中心が合わないと作れないのでね。
As soon as she touched the clay, Hokazono-san effortlessly changes its form to her will.
ご飯じゃわ。ここまでがね、難しい。そこを広げます。左手で。
Hagi changes pattern and colors as it is used, which is called the 7 disguises of Hagi, and we can catch a glimpse of the spirit of acceptance of change.
この辺から表示でもうちょっと薄いと使いやすいかも。
There were things that could only be seen by actually creating with one's own hands, which could not be seen by just observing.
はい、OK。上手です。すごい上手です。もうちょっと力入れましょう。使いやすさ、ハギは本当にね、使わないと良さがわからないから色変わりだったりとか、ね、それを、お客さんに伝えることもそうですけどね、どういう風になるかっていう焼き上がった時にねイメージして長く使ってもらえるようにっていうのを大事にしてます。
Teacup.
Teacup, okay. That's so cute. I made a rice bowl. Today you do Hagi experience, so what do you feel about that?
It's really fun. It's quite therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you can really relax while like concentrating on making the shape.
Mm-hmm. So what is the most challenging part of the hagiyaki, making hagiyaki?
I keep like maybe holding the hands like this.
Mm-hmm.
I kept forgetting to hold it like this, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
my
yeah.
pinky kept going up.
Okay.
So I kept like scratching it with my
I see, I
nails.
see.
That was quite difficult.
Please be careful if you try hagiyaki experience.
Yeah.
It's picky.
Concentrate on the hands.
日本人のねこう細やかさだったりとかね作る過程を見てるとやっぱり物を選ぶ時の参考にもなりますしね手間のかけようだったりちょっとでもそういうのを感じられたら、いいんじゃないですかね。
Hagi is a city where history is still inherited and lives on in a real way. The traditions of Hagi that we experienced are still prevalent and familiar in people's lives. And the people of Hagi were very friendly to us, non-local residents. In an age where everything is changing, the city of Hagi has a way of thinking that is flexible enough to accept change while preserving what remains the same.